Imagine living and working in the sweltering temperatures of the Dead Sea before the modern state of Israel was born. Hundreds of Zionists signed up to be the pioneers of one of Palestine's first exportable industries called potash.
Potash is a mineral that exists in the water of the Dead Sea, but here the concentration is 20 times more than in regular sea. Potash is used today as fertilizer to the agricultural industry. Without potash, I think that it might be a shortage of food in the world.
The vision was brought to fruition in the early 1930s by Moshe Novomysky, a gold and copper mining engineer from Siberia.
And he came down here at 1911, took some samples from the sea, from Kalia, went back to his lab in Siberia, checked it, and actually saw that the figures are correct. He made Aliyah actually in 1919, and he started to ask for the concession from the British. It took him 10 years to get the concession.
Nearly 75 years after this active labor camp closed down during the 1948 War of Independence, well-known Israeli architect Eitan Kimmel and his team are breathing new life into this historic treasure.
With very, very limited resources, they built up this labor compound. Imagine in the 1930s, 1940s, with nothing around, was quite an heroic achievement of this beginning years of Israel.
The restoration and preservation project stays true to the labor compound's simple roots.
First of all, it's a very modest architecture. It has to be modest. What they did is what we call today sustainable architecture, because they didn't have, air conditioning. They didn't have all kinds of isolation methods. Every window has sort of a hangover that doesn't allow the sun to come in. The way they use the small winds that you have here to cool the buildings at nighttime. What is nice is to see this water tower, for one, which was the water tower of this compound. And you see behind it, you see the watchtower, which was really used at times by the Haganah to protect.
The water tower and other parts of the new visitor center are reconstructed with original materials such as wood and galvanized metal roofs.
As you see in the background, small buildings, but they are connected with glass connections, which are modern, which are our addition to the history. And together, this so-called old and new makes this project.
Similarly, parts of the dining hall have been kept in its original form, including these heavy doors to the food storage room.
They used to buy the fresh food, like vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, from the other side of the sea, from a Jordanian farm called Asafi. All the other items used to come from Jerusalem and have been brought down here with ships. The sailing itself was, at the best case, 8 hours. Worst case, depending on the terms of the sea and the wind and stuff like that, used to go up to 2 days.
And storing food was not easy, because I can't imagine, where did they get ice? I mean, there weren't refrigerators, there weren't the air conditioning that were nice and comfortable right now.
Right. What they did, they had an ice factory on the other building. They manufactured 18 blocks per day and brought it over here to keep the food fresh.
Plus, there's an impressive interactive virtual reality exhibit, which makes you feel like you are living and working for the Potash company. During the peak years, there was a community of 500 Jewish workers living in tents like these. But the Potash company also employed Arab workers, and they did the salty, labor-intensive, dirty work together.
They used to put the water in a pool, let the sun evaporate the water. What's left down, called carmelite. Carmelite is a crystal that contains the potassium inside. They harvest actually the carmelite from the water, send it over to the factory, and take out the potash. They used to send it via ships to Kalia, put it on trucks, take it over to Jerusalem to the train, in Jerusalem the train station, and send it over to Haifa, and then it was shipped all over the world.
I have no doubt that if this place wouldn't have been established in the 30s, this area of the Dead Sea would not be part of Israel today.
Palestine Potash Limited was nationalized in 1948 with the creation of the State of Israel and renamed Dead Sea Works. And this site is still to this day the heart and soul of Israel's potash industry.
Because this place was established here, there was an interest to preserve it. The few settlements which were built here made a living. There was an amazing cooperation between Jews and Arabs, almost without any confrontations. Even today, this company is contributing a lot to the Israeli economy, providing 20% of the Negev jobs.
In Sodom, on the Dead Sea, Emily Francis, I-24 News.